Hey everyone, Chris here. Today we're going to be going over the LG Watch Style. I went ahead and already unboxed this. If you haven't checked that video out, I'll leave the link down in the description. So, as you may have know already, the LG Watch Style runs new Android Wear 2.0. So, with that, there's a lot of changes that have come since the 1.x version of Android Wear. I was using on a daily basis a Moto 360 Gen 2. So coming from that to this has been actually a pretty big change. The layout of everything is quite different. So one difference as far as hardware goes between the Moto 360 Gen 2 and the Style is there's no heart rate sensor in the Style. The battery is actually smaller. The Style has a full 360 display. It does have ambient light sensor, just like the Moto 360, but the Moto 360 had that flat tire. But now LG included all the ambient light sensor and stuff around this black bezel that's around, if you can see that. So hardware, you now also do get this rotating crown to scroll through different apps, notifications, and things like that. So what Google wanted is for you to not have to use your finger to cover up the display while you're looking at such a small screen. The negative that I do not like about the Style is this leather strap that comes with it. Very stiff. It still hasn't really loosened up. Up here in this section, maybe this inch or so, it's not bendable because it has that mode clasp, so you're not really able to bend in here, so that makes it very uncomfortable sometimes to wear, depending on the tightness, things like that. Secondly, the no heart rate sensor, even though I never used it. If that's something you're needing, then this is going to be a pass for you. Battery life on this has not been that great compared to the Moto 360. I'm actually getting maybe a little bit worse battery life. By the end of the day, starting around 8-9 a.m. till at night around 12 hours later, it was going into battery saving mode, so that's under, I think, 10-15%, and that was with an always on display. Now if you have the display turned off, which you do have the option to go and change in the settings in the display, we see always on screen. So basically the difference is when you go to, now the screen is going to be off until you touch it or raise your wrist to your face. So I was expecting to be getting the same, if not a little bit better out of this, but I guess that's what happens when you have a smaller battery. So anyways, into the software, you press once on the crown to go into your apps, which now another change in the 2.0 Android Wear is the watch can have apps natively installed on the watch itself. It does have access to the Play Store, that way you can browse watch faces, different apps, things like that. It will have a list of apps that are on your phone. You can choose to install them on the device as well. Different health, fitness things, watch faces, like I said, communication, so messaging type apps, things like that. The next biggest thing is going to be the Google Assistant that's now on your wrist. So in order to access Google Assistant, you can press and hold on that and it'll launch it. How are you today? I'm feeling helpful. That's always good, I guess, for an assistant. And then you can swipe up to access to continue the conversation. What's the weather like? All right, so it shows us the weather here, hour by hour, and then just a 4-day week. Swipe up. How about next week? Since it already knows the context, it gives me just the weather, the 4-day forecast, and you swipe away. So this is a watchmaker watch face. Um, they do include different watches for watchmaker. You can download them, things like that. But another is the complications that now watchmakers and developers can include in their watch faces, which lets you access information very quickly just by tapping on a specific area of the watch. Let's say the Google Assistant, it'll have a G and it'll launch it just with a tap. Steps, you can launch like the Google Fit app, things like that. So this does have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. This, unfortunately, another negative is does not have NFC, does not have GPS, does not have LTE. So this is not going to do Android Pay, unfortunately. So if that's something you're wanting, then you're going to want to pass on the style. I'm actually going to be returning this just for the fact that it wasn't really. I've been kind of it's okay. The style is an okay watch. If you just wanted just to do basic functionalities, responding to text, see notifications, deleting notifications that come in like emails, then this is going to be great. But if you want to have the additional functionality like Android Pay, then I would wait for later in the year, maybe Mobile World Congress, other announcements later on in the year. See what others come up with, other manufacturers come up with, because this is pretty much like the Nexus, like a Nexus basically, because it was and partnered with LG and Google. So this is kind of like what Google wants smartwatches to be as far as like the smoothness and things like that. So I would wait. Huawei's supposed to announce something. That's what I'm interested in, depending on the price. The style was $249 at Best Buy. I do like this color, just the titanium and the black. So that's nice. But overall, it's just like it wasn't nothing to boast about. The strap, like I said, isn't that great. I mean, it's fast. It scrolls through your apps. It loads stuff nicely. But I mean, over a Moto 360, over a Huawei watch, I mean, it's hard to recommend this. And that's something I knew going into that this was not going to have as much functionality, but I guess the hype of Android Wear 2.0 kind of got me wanting to have the latest, but I'm glad I was able to try it out. I like Android Wear 2.0. If you scroll up with the crown, you'll have your notifications here below. It no longer has a card. It's not a card-based system anymore. So it just has like a small little icon down at the bottom to let you know the type of notification it is. So you can just scroll up. You still have the wrist functionality to scroll like that. So they didn't do away with that, which I'm happy to see. But overall, the style does what it's supposed to do. It picks up the hot word for Google Assistant. It picks it up just fine. I didn't have to repeat myself, which was good. This is a budget watch, so it's just kind of very basic. But if you are looking for something more advanced, I would hold off, wait for other revisions to come out. But if you are on a budget, then I would say get this. They have different colors, the silver, rose gold, which the rose gold, I don't know why, is more expensive. It's like $30, $40 more. It's not even real gold, so why is it more expensive? But yeah, unfortunately, that's another thing. If you haven't watched my unboxing, this does not work with previous like Moto 360 docks. So unfortunately, it doesn't charge with the dock. You have to use the included puck that's included. Like I said, battery life is okay. I did find myself not really using the watch that much because I was afraid that it was going to run out of battery. The display turned off helps, but at that point, it's not, why are you wearing a watch if the display is going to be off? I want to be able to see the time all the time, things like that. So yeah, this was just a quick kind of review of the watch, so I will be returning it. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. Something I did notice, I think about the second day having the watch, it did get an update from on the Android Wear. So again, it's going to receive updates quickly. I'm assuming quicker than any other smartwatch, because it is kind of like a model similar to Nexus, Nexus, Pixel, how they always get updates first. I'm assuming this would be the same in that way. It's going to receive the updates first. It does have the newer processor, Qualcomm processor. I wish the lugs on the watch would be more angled, maybe sticking out a little bit more to help sit on the wrist a little better. Because right now it almost acts the way it is now. It doesn't really give much angularity of the band compared to like the Moto 360, where the lugs kind of sat further away and down from the base, the bottom of the watch. So that's another complaint. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you have comments, any questions, feel free to leave them down below. This right here is the Toast-made skin for the Surface 3 that was custom made. They are fantastic. They do custom work. They can etch designs into real wood. And yeah, check them out, toastmade.com. And again, subscribe and share my content and my channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.